I was risking getting my car broken into here, as I had this parked in White Crashville. Someone could have jimmied the door open for the Flamin' Donuts. Coming back, I've been looking at a few of the crops and that locally, and well, a lot of them are literally just dried out, half grown and dried out, and apparently a lot of people are going around cutting them and baling them up for hay because they don't expect it to get any better, because basically, well, they're dead already, and of course coming into summer before long, you know, well, we're in the middle of spring now, don't really expect much more rain, not in this area. It doesn't really rain in the summer, although it's been trying to. Last night it did, a tiny little bit, but it sort of only goes for a few minutes and stops, and it doesn't really do anything to actually really water the place, regardless of the fact it's all dark skies. It's just, that's about it, just dark skies. And you'd be lucky if you get literally, you know, a couple of mil worth of rain. You know, it'd be a grand bonus if you got 1/10 of an inch, you know. But anyway. Oh, here we go. I don't know if there's wind noise because the wind's blowing pretty hard, but this is what's going to be used for tree guards. This is quite good actually. It's 4x4 by, I said it was 4mm thick, but I don't think it's 4mm thick. I was told it was 1200 by 1200. The stuff I pointed out in the catalogue. When I looked at my docket and when we picked it up, I didn't sort of take much notice that we were putting it down because I was loading it in with the employee, that it was rectangular. And I realised when I got home, yeah, it's rectangular, right. Turns out it's 1200 by 2000. And we needed it to be a 1500 circumference. And I thought, oh, we'll get away with the 1200 circumference, but now we've got a 2000 circumference, and I need at least 900 in height. Well, it's 1200 in height, so it's a 4-foot tall one as opposed to 3-foot tall. And I was possibly going to get bigger mesh, but mesh that size, sheep won't get their nose through 4x4. I'm probably going to put a bit of chicken wire down the bottom just to keep rabbits out, but that's, yeah, that was not cheap. There's 35 sheets there. I was going to get 40, but I would have gone over my daily withdrawal limit. So I got 35, and it comes $770. So not cheap, but then again, that's not Chinese crap either. That's Australian-made, galvanised, and as I said, it's a lot bigger size-wise and a lot smaller spacing than I expected. And that's got enough strength to hold itself, not just sort of go flop. But yeah, there we go. So that's a big spend, but this will be dealt with over the next coming couple of weeks, and we'll redo the tree guards. Alright, we've got them all bent. In a few days' time, we will have to weld them up. It's 34, there's one over there, it's already welded somewhere. And you sort of hold them together with a bit of a clamp and give them a bit of a buzz. And yeah, away they go. So we can see. Yeah, this one here, this has been done with me MIG welder. My father done it, but he's not too keen on the galvanising fumes, so I might have to end up doing quite a few. But I would have done a little bit more, but he reckons that's right because it's basically done pretty often all the way down. And yeah, it's all galvanised 4x4, as I probably said already. And I need to really get about another 5, but I was going to go over the maximum transaction limit on my card for the day, on my debit card, and so I didn't get as many as I was hoping to. I'll get another 5 more sheets of this, and that should just about do me, and I've got to get that concrete as well. Well, there we go. Not a great deal of sprouts, but it's not bad all the same. That was from my microgreens thingy. To be honest, some of them were starting to look a little bit yellow and whatnot. Weren't looking terribly great, and the amaranth, your red stuff there, was actually drying out, regardless of the fact its roots are in the water, and I've still got water in there and all that. So I thought maybe it was about time to pull the pin on all this and be done with it. Unfortunately, you're supposed to have a reasonably even temperature for all this stuff, and we've had nights at 15 degrees Celsius and days at 35 degrees Celsius. I mean, that's not terribly far off of 100 Fahrenheit. So, what was it be? About 94 Fahrenheit? And then back down reasonably cool at night. And of course, during the day, you know, there's too much temperature variation, but it's been because we've had a bit of a strange sort of a summer, and if it had stayed around about 75 Fahrenheit the whole time, we'd be alright, but it gets too hot, and then, yeah, they dry out, regardless of if you even keep them in your bedroom in the dark, they still dry out, so it's just one of these things where the temperatures have been up, down, and if it had been a normal spring, they probably would have worked a lot more successfully, but all the same, you know, I've got a bunch of sprouts out of it, so not bad for a first shot, and I think this idea is far better than a sprouter, because all you got to do is just top the water up at the end of the day or in the morning. It's none of this sort of must spray it at least 3 times a day, and you've got to be home all flaming day and, you know, keep it damp and all this. I don't really like that idea, because I end up having a hot day and having a 7 or 8 hour day at work and coming back, and, you know, the whole lot's just about died. And this is a lot more easy to control. Plus, it doesn't have to be absolutely gun barrel level like the sprouts do, otherwise you get one side rotten and the other side drying out, because all you really need to do is just have your plastic mesh and have water not too far down, and you know, just keep it reasonably well topped up. She seems to have gone a little bit icky down here, but that's because sometimes I'd spray it with a sprayer, and I probably shouldn't have been doing that. I should have been just letting it run off its water underneath. Anyway, there you go, and I'm likely to actually load this up and give it a second run. It suggests with the sprouter, and I'll do it with this, cleaning it out with the vinegar, and I got a whole heap of vinegar last week, so we'll give it a little soak in vinegar, and yeah.